Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Krista and you are watching Krista's Catalog. In this video series, I'm going to be exploring different genres and I am trying them out for the first time, see what I like, see what I don't like about them. And in this specific series, in this specific video, I'm going to be exploring the world of manga. I have never read a manga before and I really want to because I know a lot of my friends, they read manga and they really love it. I actually really love graphic novels. I have read a lot of graphic novels before and I feel like manga is obviously very similar to graphic novels, but I've just always strayed away from them. I think it's just because of most manga are in black and white and I am a very visual person, so I really like the colorful graphic novels, but also just because it is manga, so it's read like backwards and I've obviously never done that before and I don't know how like disorienting that will be. Not that like obviously that's that big of a problem, right? Like I should just be able to like get over it or figure it out, but something about it is just really intimidating to me. But I also don't really know where to start. I have given myself 5 manga that I'm going to try out. This is reflective of the different genres, age ranges of manga. I have picked one for each. First of all, if I mispronounce anything, I am so sorry. I'm trying my best. Second of all, if I get some of this information wrong, again, sorry for that. I'm trying to learn as I go. My first time, obviously, diving into manga. So if I don't know everything, if things are incorrect, this is just me trying to figure it out. So I would really appreciate it, actually, if you commented down below any, like, specific errors that I made or things that I like misunderstand, because again, I'm learning. I would like to learn more and it's okay if I'm being corrected. So without further ado, let's get into the selections that I've made. There are 5 different like genres, I guess, or age range categories that all have different names that I have learned. And I have decided that for this video, I'm going to read one from each of those different like age ranges and styles and things, because I have learned that they should be all very different thematically. So the first one is Kodo Momuke, which is middle grade / young readers. And I have chosen Cheese Sweet Home. We have this at the library and this one looks just really cute. It gets checked out a lot, so I feel like this might be a fun introduction. I'm actually not 100% sure if this does read backwards or not, because I think this version might be Americanized. And then the ones that I think people are most popular with are shonen and shoujo. Shonen is for young boys, think like middle grade, young adult boys, I guess. So for this one, I have decided to read Cat Gamer. I'm not actually 100% sure if this is considered shonen. I looked it up and it said that it was, but I feel like it's very different from the other shonen that people are more familiar with, like My Hero or Full Metal Alchemist or something like that. But I thought that this one would be fun because this one does have, I think, like a fantastical element to it. Also, it's about cats again. And then for shoujo, which is for young teen girls, I have chosen Orange. This is a very popular manga selection that a lot of booktubers have read in the past and really loved. It's, again, more of a slice of life thing, but it does have a fantastical element to it. Then there is Josei, which is manga for adult women. I have chosen Anai Futari. This is again, slice of life, but more romance heavy, I think. And then finally, the one that I know a lot of my friends are most excited for me to read is Seinen, and this is for adult men. I have chosen Berserk for this. This one's the outlier, I think, from all of the other ones, because it is, I think, like high fantasy, high sci-fi, something like that. Very violent, very gritty, gruesome, whatever. But in terms of like regular fiction that I like to read, I do tend to like the dark, adult, gritty fantasy. So translating it into a manga, I think, would be a winner for me, but I'm still nervous. That is my plan for this video, and then hopefully I will come back with thoughts and learn something. I decided that my first read for this manga challenge was going to be Orange. I got this through interlibrary loan. It's safe to say this is such a good book. We are already starting strong. I'm really worried that this is going to ruin everything for me. I feel like with this probably being a 5-star read, I'm worried that the other ones aren't going to match up. I knew that this was probably going to be the one that I would like the most, but I genuinely didn't think I would like it this wholeheartedly. This is perfection written in manga form. I'm not even joking. This book is about a girl that gets a letter from herself 10 years into the future about how she needs to change some things because her new classmate is going to die. It's astounding and heartbreaking and everything that I want. There's a lot of emotional scenes in it because it is about death, but also there is so much cuteness and drama in here because it follows these group of kids that are like, you know, best friends. There's 6 of them, and seeing all of their different relationships and dynamics are so cute together. As I predicted, Orange was a 5-star read for me. I already turned it into the library because I thought I had filmed like an overview recap video of the book, so I'm just gonna insert an image here or something, but it was so good. It had a lot of like buzzy things for me, just the like, oh my god, Ellie. It had a lot of buzzy things for me because it was primarily slice of life, a little bit of romance, but with a fantastical element to it being the letter. It does also leave off not on a cliffhanger, but definitely a game changer for the next volume. It is just 2 volumes, but I think there is technically a 3rd volume because it's like Orange Future and it's from a different perspective. I think there's a lot of layers to this story, honestly. What I didn't mention earlier because I hadn't gotten there yet was that there is some implements of like 10 years into the future that you see like what made her send out the letter in the first place. And I definitely will want to pick up volume 2. I'm trying not to pick it up right away because I have other things that I want to read first, but probably next month or the month after that at least. Or the month after that at the very latest. And I also want to say that this art style is very beautiful. So as I said before, this is seinen, I think. No. This is shoujo. Is that what it is? This is, I believe, the shoujo genre, if I remember correctly, for like teen girls. And I'll insert some like pages so that way you guys can see kind of the art style. This one was probably the best one to start off with because each of the speech bubbles that characters have are different. It's very easy to see like who's talking because they either have different shapes for their speech bubbles or they have different patterns, like some of them were polka dotted. And I thought that that was really cool and made it super easy for a beginner like me to know who's talking in each of the scenes, especially with a full cast of characters. We have a lot to talk about because I read all of Berserk Volume 1 and I enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give this 4 stars. This is my read for the adult male like manga genre. You can definitely see why it's catered towards adults because there is a lot of violence in it and there is some cursing to it. Also, it does start off with like a really weird like sex scene thing. And then my one real like complaint about this story is how dark everything is. Not thematically, but I mean like visually. Like I had a hard time seeing what some of these panels were. I'll try to post pictures of kind of what the illustrations look like without being like spoilery or whatever. I'm sure that these online versions of the pictures are going to be like brighter and stuff so you can see better. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should have like tried this out without like reading it physically, like read it digitally or something. I don't know. We're following our main character. I think his name is Guts, and he is on a killing spree after this monster human creature demon thing that eats people. I think because so much of this first volume is just him on a giant killing spree, to be honest. It's hard to see where it goes story-wise. Like, I enjoyed it, but I don't know exactly where I'm going. I think I might continue this series. I have heard it obviously gets better and stuff, but as for right now, we're doing pretty solid. I enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed Orange more. The next manga that I ended up reading was Dekinai Futari, which I ended up reading like all in one go. This is a adult like romance manga series that is basically like the hating game, but if they had already like dated in high school. If you are familiar with that popular romance book, follows our main character. She is at an advertising job, I believe, and she ends up getting an assignment with her ex, who also works at that company, and they had a big falling out because of a giant misunderstanding, and obviously they hate each other now, and tensions rise. Things are, you know, strenuous, and then everything kind of comes forward when a new employee ends up starting to seek the affection of our main character. I ended up giving this, I think, like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Romance in this felt very fast. These characters have history, and it does go back and forth to them in high school when they're like flirting, not even like officially dating. And I wish that I had seen some of their actual relationship. I'm assuming maybe in future volumes we do see that. It's supposed to be like super in love and this like big romance thing in high school. I wish I would have gotten that, because then I would have felt more attached to them like actually getting together in the present day. And this one was actually a bit surprising for me, because this manga ended up being like the one that I was the most confused by in terms of who's talking, which was what I was worried about with manga, was not being able to just to decipher who's speaking. And this one was the one that I had the most trouble with, which I find very weird, because I thought that definitely with like a slice of life and with like a romance like this, it would be pretty easy to decipher the banter between the two, but it wasn't always as easy. And then it gets even more confusing the more side characters and stuff that we have and are introduced to. I don't know if I'll end up continuing on with this series, just because it's okay. I'm pretty sure there's probably way better josei out there for me. But I do say that one of the best things about this manga is actually the art style. I find it very simple and clean, and it's just easy on the eyes. It made it very easy to figure out what was happening in a scene, and all of the characters I feel like were drawn fairly uniquely, so it was really easy to understand who was in a scene. That's probably like the best point of this manga, is just the art in it. I'm here with an update for the next read that I'm doing. So I am partway through Cheese Sweet Home. This is, as I said, my manga choice for the Kodomo Muke, which is like the kids manga and stuff. And I am having a really pleasant time with this. This is a beautiful, funny story about just a kitten that gets picked up one day. He's lost. He doesn't know how to get back to his family, and all of the adventures that arrive after that. It's really sweet. It's super funny. It's just all about having like a new kitten around and kitten shenanigans. And I will also say that my version is in full color. I will show panels of the art style and how the coloring is done. It's not like full-blown bright coloring like you might be familiar with in graphic novels, at least for me. This is a lighter toned manga. It almost feels like it's done with like highlighters kind of coloring, because the colors are so pastel. I think it works really well because this is supposed to be just a fun, bright story for kids. So it's supposed to be really colorful, but also like just really sweet, which is why there's not really a lot of dark colors to it. Also, what I noticed with this one, which you will see in the panels, is the fact that this does read left to right as opposed to right to left. It is sort of like Americanized manga. I have officially finished Cheese Sweet Home. This manga is actually really, really cute. I'm glad that I read it, and I do agree with everything that I said before. The only other thing that I love about this manga, which I did not mention when I was talking about the synopsis, is that it's also about this family that ends up adopting the kitten, and they're not allowed to have cats or pets at their apartment, and so they're like hiding Chi, and it's just super cute, full of shenanigans. And I think I'm gonna give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really cute, it was really fun, super simple story that's really sweet, and I think I might end up checking out the rest of the books in the series. I think there's like 5 now or something, but I know that we have the first 3 at the library, so I might end up checking those out after this experiment's all over. The last comic that I ended up reading was Cat Gamer. This is the manga that I chose for the shonen genre, and I have to say I'm a little disappointed, especially since this is like especially since this is the last manga that I ended up reading for this video, and it's not that it's bad. I think I'm giving it like a 3.5 stars. This is about our main character who's like 27, I think, and she is a workaholic at this company, and she, in her spare time, plays video games. She is known as being a huge gamer, and one day her company offers her a cat due to like circumstances, and she ends up taking the cat on, having zero knowledge as to what goes into having a cat, and having never had a pet before or anyone really rely on her before. This had the potential to be really cute. The problem with it, I think, especially for the shonen genre, is that it's catered towards boys. I can kind of see where they're going with this because obviously she's a huge gamer, which a lot of boys are really into video games and that kind of thing. However, she's an older woman, she's an adult, and so I feel like her, like, being the main character is just a weird one. And I did look up because I was curious whether or not this was actually shonen. It does say that it is a shonen, so I'm wondering who exactly is the audience for this, because it doesn't feel like it's quite for boys. It doesn't feel like it's quite for adults though either. And the other thing that I didn't really like about this is the fact that she's about my age and she has zero knowledge of how to do anything. Her cat has fleas, and so she ends up going to the emergency vet to take her pet to like get cleaned or whatever, because she's assuming that the cat's dying. I also understand she is very much addicted to video games, and so she takes on taking care of the cat as if it is a video game. She felt very immature for an adult, I guess is what I'm saying, and very naive, and so I'm just kind of wondering where the story is supposed to go. And I'm not really interested to find out, though, if I'm being completely honest, which is why this is probably my least favorite out of the whole group. I thought I'd do a little recap for what I've all figured out in this video. So I read 5 different mangas, all from each different genres of it, and I want to say that I pretty much enjoyed almost everything that I read. I am excited to continue on with reading mangas. The fact that I want to continue with some of these series and also read more mangas basically just means that I did what this video was supposed to do. I tried them out and I decided I like them. I hope to have more manga content in the future of me exploring the world a bit more. I think that I could have been more methodical with which ones I chose for this video, and I do also want to say that this is kind of the start of 2 different series on my channel, and this is an overview as to what ratings I gave everything. As you can tell from this, I gave everything at least a 3.5 or higher. If you have any recommendations for mangas that I should try out, please leave them down below because I would be so happy to try them out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and supporting me, and hopefully you guys really love this new series. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about both series, to be honest. I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Bye!